I'm going to go ahead and take accountability. Yes, I have lied for my friends to get them out of trouble. If they girl call and they ask me, like, what was y'all doing last night? We was at Bible study, of course. I'm not going to tell you that we was at the club and that she was all on somebody. No. So, yes, I do lie for my friends. But I never thought I'd see the day where one of my supposed to be friends was not only lying on me, but she was taking it to the extreme so much that her girlfriend wanted to fight me. Story time on how her girlfriend crashed out on me for absolutely no reason at all. So boom, bam. I was friends with this girl. We're going to call her Tay Tay. Me and Tay Tay met at work. A lot of times she would always invite me out. She would say, hey, I'm doing this at my house. Or, hey, a few of, the coworkers and I were gathering, like, come out. But at first, y'all, I would never say yeah. I would say yeah and I would just never come, And honestly, I should have stuck with my first mind because, I knew it was a reason why I just really wasn't interested. Like, I wanted to do some of the things that they were doing. They were going bowling. They were having game nights. But I don't know, just something was making me just act stiff on Tay Tay at first. So I would always say, no, or like, I'm good. Or like I said, I would say, I'm coming. We'll get to work Monday. She'd be like, dang, what happened? I thought you was coming. I'd be like, I got caught up into this and that. I never showed up until one day. One day, the girl that I was talking to at the time, we was just kind of not seeing eye to eye. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of us going on a date, I need to clear my head. I need to get out the house or whatever. Like, let me just go ahead and take Tay Tay up on the offer. They was having a game night at her house. Cool. I told her, like, look, I'm about to come through. Send me the address. So I pull up to Tay Tay's crib. And what's crazy is I was the only one there. So when I walked in, I asked her, like, yo, like, where everybody else at? You usually always come back to work telling me how, you had the house packed out. It was so many people. Like, you had to stop letting people in. She was like, you know what's crazy? No, you the only one that showed up today. And I just thought that was kind of odd. But at the same time, I just wanted to get out the house. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, let's get a couple drinks going, whatever. She like, okay, I want you to meet my girlfriend. We're going to call her girlfriend Dee Dee. So we got Tay Tay, which is a girl from my job, and we got her girlfriend Dee Dee. So Dee Dee comes around the corner and instantly it's kind of like her eyes lit up. She's like, oh my God, like you look so much different from the rest of her friends. Like, what's your name? How are you? Like, where are you from? So instantly, right off the bat, I was just, trying to tell her about myself, but not really trying to overstep boundaries because I didn't want Tay Tay to feel no type of way. But Dee Dee was definitely on my body. She's like, oh my God, like I love the way you talk. I love the way you dress. You smell good. What kind of cologne is that? And I'm just like, your girl is sitting right here. Let's not do that one. Mind y'all, Tay Tay is the type of person, she's so full of personality. She's always talking. She's always making people laugh. She's always just loud and moving around. She's always doing something. So this is the first time ever that I ever seen Tay Tay just completely kind of quiet. She's just kind of looking back from me to her girl, from her girl to me. And I'm even trying to include her in the conversation. Like, yeah, Tay Tay, remember at work, this guy said this, and that. She's just kind of like, yeah, like, okay, I guess. So I already wasn't really feeling the vibes that Tay Tay was giving off because I'm just like, if there is a problem, check your girl about it because I'm just trying to give her girl like short answers. I'm not really trying to engage or indulge because I don't know if her girl was maybe a little tipsy, if she had been drinking, but you could obviously tell that she was just trying to do the most. And it's just like, dang, the disrespect is loud and clear in this room. So I'm not going to lie, y'all. I was not trying to stay around. I told Tay Tay, like, hey, you know what? My girl just hit me up, even though I was lying. Like, my girl, when we met at each other, it's like we used to try to see who going to reach out first, who going to text first. She did not text me, and I'm just like, let me just make an excuse to get up out of here. I'm just like, you know what? I'm about to go ahead and slide. Thanks for the invite. Y'all, Dee Dee was like, wait, no, where you going? I can't let you leave this house without me cooking for you first. Like, you have got to taste my food. Like, I make the best food around, right, Tay Tay? Tell her. Y'all, by the look on Tay Tay's face, she was not trying to let me stick around to get a plate. No, none of that. But she never said anything. But I'm just like, you know what? Maybe next time I'm still going to go ahead and leave. Because like I said, I could tell that by Tay Tay, I definitely was not wanted there at that point. And I'm not trying to be at nobody's house feeling unwanted. So I told Tay Tay, like, look, you know what I'm saying? Next time, or maybe you could bring me some of her food to work, whatever. Dee Dee was literally begging, like, no, please don't leave. Like, just taste one bite. Come on, like, I'll cook it fast. Y'all, I had to get on up out of there. That was that. I had even gave in and I called my girl like, bro, the most strangest thing just happened to me. Like, Tay Tay from work, like I would tell her about Tay Tay from time to time. She's like, yeah, what happened? I'm like, I was just at her house with her girl and they was acting, I don't know, Tay Tay was acting weird. She wasn't really talking, but her girl she was just doing too much. Like she was coming on strong. It's almost as if she forgot Tay Tay was in the room. Like she was just overly doing too much. And my girl was like, yeah, dang, that's crazy. So good thing about that, me and my girl did get back on good talking terms. I felt like that conversation did let me ease in a little bit because she was just going on about how saying she would never do that. That's completely disrespectful. Like she crossed the line, all this other stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just happy. Y'all know how it be when you beefing with your boo and y'all finally get back cool. That'd be some of the best stuff ever. So yeah. My girl was like, besides, I don't need her cooking for you. I know how to cook. Come home and like, I'm gonna cook whatever you want. Like, come get you a plate. Like, okay, kill. So boom, y'all. I went home to my girl. She cooked for me. We made up. The weekend went on. We had a great weekend, and now it's Monday, so it's time for us to go back to work. Cute. Now, mind y'all, I had such a great weekend. I wasn't even thinking about Tay-Tay. I wasn't thinking about what happened at her house, none of that. Like, I was just focused on how me and my girl at the time, we was able to just go from, arguing and fussing to now we back good. So when I seen Tay-Tay, initially, I was just kind of looking kind of off guard because I'm just like, dang, the last time I saw her, which was at her house, I could definitely tell that she felt uncomfortable. Not my fault, definitely her girl fault. But I was wondering, like, she walking towards me. She like, hey, come here right quick. I'm like, okay, cool. So I walk up to her. I'm like, hey, what's up? She's like, hey, look, I'm doing something else in my house or whatever. She's like, I want you to come through again. So I asked her, like, are you sure? Because last time, I don't know, you just seemed a little uncomfortable. You was kind of standoffish. She was like, yeah, nah, I wasn't really feeling good. My bad about that, bro. Like, it won't happen again. You know me, like, I love to entertain. I love to host, which everyone from work would always say, like, she was a great host. Anytime they got invited somewhere, they would have a good time. Tay-Tay was known for throwing parties and little get-togethers at the job. So that was no surprise to me. So she was telling me, like, the whole vibe going to be different, whatever like that. So I told her, like, I'll come, but I want to bring my girl this time. Like, last time, me and my girl was not on good terms. And this time, you know what I'm saying, we locked in. We said that we was going to work on our communication and stuff. So I'm going to buy my girl. She was like, oh, okay, bro, that's even better. Cool. So after that, I felt like Tay-Tay went back to normal. We would work throughout the week. She was still her same playful self, always joking around or whatever. So now, Friday, finally, I feel like when you at work, it takes Friday forever to come, especially when you have like a trip planned or when you have something fun to do. I felt like the time was just standing still. But now it's Friday. Tay-Tay is letting everybody know, like, hey, remember to meet up at my house. We're going to have, game nights. It's going to be cool. Like, I'm going by the liquor store. I'm getting all the drinks and stuff. We already got the food. My girl going to cook. So I was kind of excited because I was hearing other people say, like, yeah, we're going to be there. Like, we can't wait, stuff like that. So I'm like, cool. It's going to be, a couple more people. And the more, the merrier, right? So even me and my girl, like, we get some of our favorite games, we at our house getting ready, putting clothes on, and we're talking about, how excited we are. And my girl is just like, I hope it's nothing like last time. But I'm like, nah, it shouldn't be, because it's going to be so many people there. Surely she won't have time to just fixate herself on me or try to give me all her time and potential. But nonetheless, we was excited. So we finished getting ready. We got in the car. We was driving over to Tay-Tay house. We just in a good mood, y'all. I feel like, I don't know, after that little argument or whatever it was that we had went through, everything was just starting to look up. And so I felt like it kind of felt like we was falling in love with each other again. I don't know. I can't really describe it. If you know type time. So we finally pull up to Tay-Tay's house, and one thing that I noticed that kind of threw me off, we pulled up because we was kind of late. My girl, she was getting ready. She had to do her hair. She had to do her makeup. She had to make sure everything was right. So we was like running an hour and 30 minutes late. Even Tay-Tay texts me like, hey, are you still coming? I'm just like, yeah, I'm waiting on my girl. She take forever. So when we pulled up, I'm thinking that the house is going to be packed out. We pulled right up next to Tay-Tay's car. I recognized Tay-Tay's car from our job where we work at and stuff. So I'm just like, dang, I wonder why there ain't that many people here. It was just Tay-Tay's car and my car, like, right beside each other. So I'm like, that's just kind of weird. We grab our games, we grab our drinks and stuff. I think we had brought like paper cups too out of the car. So we walking up and Tay-Tay's in the door like, hey, like, what's up? Welcome. So I walk in, I'm like, dang, where everybody at? She like, I don't know where everybody at, but surely, they should be here, later on. Like, let's just, like, y'all here, like, we happy y'all here. Let's just get comfortable. Let's have some fun. Let's play some games. So y'all, Dee, which is Tay-Tay's girlfriend, remember? I don't know if she heard me talking from the back, but she came running out from the back and was like, oh my God, hey, Starion. But as soon as she seen my girlfriend right there standing beside me, she literally stopped in her tracks. It was just like, kind of looking like she was thrown off or something. Y'all, Dee even went as far as saying like, oh, I didn't know you had a girlfriend. Like, you didn't say that. First of all, why you saying it like that? Why you saying that like, you saying like, don't try to be messy? Second of all, I really didn't have no time to talk. You was too busy talking about yourself and all this other stuff that you do. You didn't even give me an opportunity to tell you that I had a girlfriend. And didn't Tay-Tay tell you? That's your girl. I come home from work and I tell my girl all the tea, right or wrong, in the comments right now. Like, if something happened at y'all job, whatever, is y'all gonna come home telling y'all boo? Like, yeah, I want to know about your day. I want to know what happened. I want to know who got caught cheating. I want to know who got fired. I want to know all of that, right? I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I knew then when she said that, like, oh, you didn't tell me you had a girlfriend. Something told me to get my girl, make an about face, and walk right out that door. But I was just like, okay, you know what? Deep breath. I'm just not gonna let her ruin it or whatever. I've seen the look on my girl's face. Even my girl was just like, and she gonna pop it. One thing about her, it don't take much. She just really fly at the mouth. It's like she can't control what she say. It's just all bad. But she was just like, you know what? I'm gonna let that one slide or whatever. Mind you, and I'm so glad that I had already told her about how Tay-Tay girlfriend was acting. Okay, y'all, so the night went on, we started to play games and stuff like that. But this time, Tay, she's being her normal self. She's acting happy, she's laughing, she's cracking jokes. But Dee, she's being standoffish. She's not really talking at all. I keep catching her give me these looks. I can't really place what it is. I'm trying to see what her vibe is. I don't know, y'all. It's just really weird. She's throwing me off. All right, y'all already know what time it is. One of my favorite parts of the story time. It's time to see who really locked in and who really paying attention. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. But let me know you're really locked in. I want y'all to drop yellow hearts in the chat right now. Drop yellow hearts in the comments. I got this friend that's kind of going through something right now, and her favorite color is yellow. I was talking to her this morning. I was just trying to, encourage her. I was trying to be a light. So for her and anyone else out there that may be going through something right now at this time, let's just drop yellow hearts in the chat. Yellow heart, yellow heart, yellow heart. Maybe if some of you have some encouraging words that you want to leave her or others, or even talking to yourself, feel free to leave them in the comments, y'all. I love stuff like that. Let's motivate each other. Let's help uplift each other. Let's just help each other get better, All right, y'all. So back to the story. Boom, bam. Y'all, the whole vibe just went from me being so excited to be over there. I'm thinking I'm going to kick it with Tay and the rest of my coworkers. 3 hours had passed. Me and my girl was still the only 2 people at the house. And I'm steady asking, like, dang, ain't nobody letting you know, like, where they at? Or maybe what happened, why they didn't come? Like, why is it that this is the second time I've been here and I'm by myself? Yeah, my girl here, but it's just like, y'all come back to work always talking about y'all had a great time and y'all can't wait to the next one. Y'all always be saying, oh, this person was doing this and this person doing that. Y'all have stories on top of stories. Where everybody at right now? This not making no sense to me. I'm like, you don't even want to check on them? Like the normal people? Like, it's this one guy. He's there at every last one of her events. Even she was telling me like, oh, he gonna always show up. She don't know if he come for the food or what, but he wasn't even there. So she's like, nah, it's all right. Like when we get back to work Monday, I'm gonna ask everybody why they don't come. Like, don't worry about it. Let's just vibe. Let's just kick it. Probably an hour later, me and my girl, we started drinking. We started feeling how we was feeling. It was definitely grown-up time. So we told Tay and Dee we're gonna have to catch them later. Y'all, we couldn't wait to get back in the car and talk about just how weird it was. And I was just telling her, like, remember I was telling you last time it was Tay that was all quiet and standoffish. This time it was Dee. I don't know, it's just really weird. And this is the second time. Like, where everybody be at? Why ain't nobody showing up but us? I don't know. It was weird. And it's like Dee had cooked so much food. Like, the food was overflowing. It was so many drinks. It was so many games. And it was just only 4 of us. So I was just like, I don't know. Something not right. Me and my girl continued to talk about just how throwed off the night was the whole time. We got home, we did the grown up. Everything was good. The weekend went by again. It was a lovely time. And now it's time for me to get back to work. Cute. So I get back to work, I'm working, and usually Tay will come over at this time and maybe tell a joke or tell me about something that happened, but I haven't seen her. So I asked the team, like, hey, where Tay at? Then she was telling me, like, oh, Tay called out. She wasn't really feeling good, whatever the case may be. And that was unusual, too, because I feel like Tay was always at work. Working other people's shifts, working overtime. One thing about Tay, she gonna get a bag. I can't say that about her. Next thing you know, remember that guy I was telling you about? He's always at Tay events. Like, he's never missed one, whatever the case may be. He kind of walked beside me. He's like, oh, what's up, Starry? And I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, why you didn't show up at Tay's house the other night? Like, I'm hearing that you always be there. Like, what happened? Everything good? He like, what's crazy is she texted me last minute and said that she was canceling. Oh. He was like, yeah, she told everybody, like, don't worry about coming. Something had came up or whatever. So she told everybody not to come. She was going to try to, do something else for us, like, next weekend. I'm just like, that's funny. I'm like, what time did she text that, y'all? He pulled his phone out. That's how I know he not lying. He pulled his phone out and showed me. He like, look, see? And this was like maybe 2 hours before everything started. She sent out a text, like a mass text. I guess they, like a couple of them in a group chat. And she was like, hey, y'all, something came up. I'm so sorry. Hope I'm not inconveniencing anyone. But you know what I'm saying? Like, to get together in my house is not happening. That was so weird to me. He like, why you looking like that? I couldn't even really process or tell him. I'm like, nah, like, I'm cool. He like, but I'm going to definitely be at the next one. So hopefully you pop out. He's like, because I'm not used to kicking it with you outside of work or whatever. Like, you seem pretty cool or whatever. And he went on about his business, y'all. I was stuck. I'm like, wait. So she telling people that it's over and canceled and something came up, but she telling me, she's even rushing me like, hey, where you at? Like, you still coming? Y'all, that definitely rubbed me the wrong way. I couldn't wait to go on break and call my girl like, man, guess what? She's like, what? I'm like, bro, Tay told everybody else that she canceled and something came up and not to come. Meanwhile, she was rushing us there. She didn't even want us to leave. She like, oh, damn, y'all leaving? Like, come on, like, let's play one more round of Uno, this and that. I'm just like, nah, it's definitely time to get home and get up in there. Like, we wasn't really trying. She was like, what? That is so weird. She's like, why would she do that? I'm like, I don't know, but this is definitely the second time I showed up at this lady's house. And so multiple people were supposed to show up, and it was just me. I could barely work. Y'all, I was asking a couple of more people that I knew would have showed up, and they was showing me the same text. They was telling me the same thing, like, yeah, Tay Tay told us not to come. Tay Tay told us not to come. I'm like, that is so weird, y'all. I was actually kind of irritated by that. Next thing you know, my phone vibrate, and it's Tay Tay. She's like, hey, call me when you get off work. I really need to talk to you. I'm like, that's crazy, because I really need to talk to you too. I really need to get down to the bottom of something, because something that you did definitely didn't sit right with me, and we definitely got to chat about that. Tools in the comments for part 2 ski. Tools in the comments for part 2 ski. Tools in the comments for part 2 ski. Part 2 ski. Part 2 ski.